You want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. We got a vital issue on our hands here. The conservative right is trying like crazy to hack apart America's safety nets. They are trying to take between $20 and $40 billion away from an agriculture bill to cut down on the number of food stamps, if not eliminate them. They're attacking Social Security, something they began attacking under George, well, something they actually began attacking in the 1930s when it was first proposed. They are trying to they are attacking teachers' unions, as if teachers are some kinds of vampires sucking the blood of our children, not plumping knowledge into them. They are attacking every social program they can find in the religious, fanatical, cult belief that if you cut down on government, you somehow improve personal lives, private lives, your life and mine. They are insane. Insane. Why? Because the super rich and major corporations are precisely those who benefit the most from social safety nets. What? The rich and big corporations are being supported by social safety nets? Bloom, you idiot! How could you possibly say such a thing? Well, let's look at it head on. The fast food industry, with companies like Burger King's and McDonald's, benefits from the fact that it can pay its workers minimum wage or just above minimum wage, roughly $8.50 an hour. $8.50 an hour is not enough to live on. It is not enough to support a family. It is not enough to pay your rent. It is not enough to have health insurance, and these companies do not provide health insurance. It is not enough for food. It is not enough for the basics of American life today. So how can these companies get away with paying such insignificant wages? Because their employees are supported by social safety nets. They are supported by WIC, the program that gives food to mothers with infants and children. They are supported by food stamps. They are supported by housing developments, public housing developments that rent apartments to the poor for rates as low as $400 or $425 a month. $425 a month is the average in public housing in the most expensive city in North America, New York City, the city I'm speaking to you from. Well, how in the world does that support McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and even Walmart? It's easy. The reason these companies can pay such abysmally low wages is because the government is paying the rest in food and housing and health subsidies. The government, for example, picks up the tab on the children of the poor when it comes to health insurance, and many states offers health insurance programs for those kids. Who benefits? Well, Burger King earns a 10 to 15% profit. So does McDonald's. I do not know the percentage of profit of Walmart, but one suspects it must be very, very high. And so who is getting the money? Where is the money going that comes from underpaying workers and allowing the government to support them in their basic needs? The people who invest in these companies. Now, in fact, you and I invest in these companies if we have mutual funds, if we have certificates of deposit in the bank, if we have almost any kind of savings. And here's the really strange part, the poor benefit from low wages too. Why? Because the food at Kentucky Fried Chicken, at Taco Bell, at McDonald's, and at Burger King is astonishingly inexpensive. So inexpensive that even the working poor, not the poorest poor, but the working poor can afford it, and they can benefit from the fact that that food is ready-made for them, and they don't have to spend time in the kitchen when they are trying, in fact, to work their tails off in order to earn enough money to supplement the money they are getting from the government and lead at least the palest semblance of a middle-class life. Who gets the money from safety nets? Yes, it helps the poor, but who does it really help? Big agribusiness, which gets that food stamp money back and having its products bought? Big Mac, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Burger King, and Walmarts. The wealthiest companies, some of the wealthiest companies in America. Should those companies and the right-wing conservatives, so-called conservatives, that they support politically, be trying to tear those safety nets apart? No way. Those are the ultimate safety nets of the rich. This is Howard the Humongous, Howard Bloom, speaking to you from the future, that it's your job and my job to make. And we're looking for the off button.